This is the Sunday Business Page with John Delano.
Good morning, I'm John Delano. Welcome to another home edition of the Sunday Business Page. And our very special guest this morning is Andre Weisbrod, who is the Director of Wealth Management for Quantum Financial Advisors. Andre, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on, John.
So let me ask you, we've just completed the first full week of 2021. How did the market do in 2020? And what's your expectation for the coming year?
Well, it's a remarkable year to say the least. It went from a total crash to a meteoric recovery. So depending on which ends of the market you're talking about, you might have made anywhere from 9% all the way up to the high teens. And those are some of the broad indexes, including international. So on that level, it was a darn good year if you took out everything in between. And so
a lot of roller coastering.
That's probably more like cliff diving and then one of those slingshots.
So it looks like we've started the year fairly well. This
Yes.
First week of 2021. Is this growth just going to continue throughout the year?
Well, that's a great question. This has been a very, very fast recovery, given where we've been. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows, except the momentum right now is definitely up. And arguments can be made for various sectors of the economy being overvalued ahead of themselves. Some of these prices look very high. The market is obviously banking on a full recovery. And I would say that optimism might be justified, given the vaccine and everything else that's going on. The difficulty is knowing which parts of the economy and especially which companies might be vulnerable even to bankruptcy.
So let me ask you, could I ask you to get a little specific, at least in terms of areas of the economy? What part of the economy worries you as we move forward in 2021?
Well, the first one is the obvious one. Those are the ones that depend on frontline, in-person type of visits, the certain kinds of the retail stores, the restaurant industry. I mean, we know all about that. Some of the others that might be in some difficulty that might not recover as well are the ones in service areas for those industries, okay, providers, and folks that are getting left behind by some of the technological developments of the day.
So what are your particular, we only have about a minute left. What are your particular bright spots for 2021?
Well, I sort of like selective real estate and utilities for those people that want income and safety. And you have to be careful which areas in the real estate you buy into, but that has intrinsic value. Utilities can't go out of business. So those are two places for the safety issue. In terms of if you want to be aggressive, we're liking some of the new technologies, even though they look ahead of themselves. I mean, the blockchain technology is definitely here to stay and is going to be changing things out into the future. So if I'm looking out 5 years, I might be involved in that. We're looking at some of the, exploration of, and the new energies. And the old energies are still pretty undervalued. If people start using them the way they used to, then they have a big upside.
Let me ask you, if I may, Andre, I know this puts you on the spot, but if we get together at the end of 2021, what's your prediction for the stock market? Do you think we're going to be up?
Wow, that is putting me on the spot. My optimistic side says that we should have a fairly decent year, not huge. Maybe some sectors will be huge if things continue to recover. But there's a big risk in the middle here. I would expect some correction as we go. There may be some 10%, 15% downturns. A lot depends on how this economic news, a A lot of it depends, quite frankly, on whether the politicians can start to work together constructively.
I'm going to have to cut you off because we've just run out of time, and I know I need to have you back to talk about this more. So thank you so much, Andre Weisbrod with Quantum Financial Advisors.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching us on the Sunday Business Page. Stick with us. We'll see you next week.